guys, welcome to Technique of the Month with me, Mr. Lafferty, Miss Burrows and Mrs. Lafferty. The technique this month is our lead hook. So as you can see, we started off in our fighting stance. To set up for our lead hook, Mrs. Lafferty bends her right knee and pushes her right shoulder slightly forwards there to sort of hide the setup of her hook coming around. As she does that, when she extends around for her punch, her elbow comes out, she twists around. Your wrist and your elbow needs to be in one straight line so we don't end up hurting our wrist. And her palm is facing towards her. You should be able to wave at your own face like this. As she does this, her right hand remains in her guard. We're going to move up to Miss Burrows now. She's going to go up to where Miss Lafferty just got to there. From this point, she needs to stop her strike in line with the centre line of her own body there. She's not hooking all the way around here and hitting me. Once she's finished, she drops her elbow down, coming straight back to guard, and she straightens up there. Foot movement. As she does her hooks, Mrs. L goes up onto the ball of her left foot. This allows her to push her knees, hip, the shoulder forwards, which generates the power in her strike, and then we reset straight forwards like this. Right, so top tip here, using our feet first is a good way to learn our hooks. It's a complicated strike with both foot movements and hand movements that you need to learn at the same time. So take half of that out, take out our hand movements, and just learn the feet first. So obviously step into your fighting stance. What we need to do is set ourselves up for our strike. So you're twisting your back foot through onto the ball of your foot, then you're coming around, you slightly bend your knee, that will in turn move your shoulder there. You can put your guard up if you're just doing feet first, just worry about this bit first. And then once I'm round here, I'm transferring my weight, turning now onto the ball of my front foot here, and my back foot should twist through, sort of back to where we started there. So from this position here, twisting through like that. You can turn it into a little dance if you want. I don't know that lessons, please. Right, so now we're just going to cover off what not to do when we do our lead hook. So I've got rid of the two people that can do it right, and I'm going to show you how to do it wrong. So I'm going to my fighting stance. The main thing we see when doing our lead hooks wrong is when we set up, we're bringing this hand that's striking way too far out and down here. This leaves the side of my face all exposed here. A good way to practice this, not a good way to do it, is to have your hand close up, feel it on your cheek there, and as soon as you feel that hand drop, you know you came a little bit too far down. So practice with your cheek, setting up there, and then coming around from that position there. When we're striking in class, obviously you don't want your guard on your cheek, so make sure that's still coming out there. Make sure again, we're twisting our front foot and not just relying on our upper body strength there. Most of the strength in our strikes come from our hips and our shoulders, so make sure you are twisted on the front foot to allow your hips and your shoulders to come through. This right hand needs to stay in our guard, pretty much in the same position the full way through, and of course closed, not open.